just really great at giving advice. Like, do you think this chorus is too long? Yes. Like, thank you.
Yeah. Is there anybody you're working with right now that you could talk about?
Yes. For me, since I write so much and I don't know what's going to end up on the record, it's I never want to say, well, wrote with this person, and because then what if it doesn't make it on the record? But
of course.
And then writing for some other people's projects, in which case I feel weird talking about it because it's like their project. So I want to, so yes, but
okay.
Yeah.
This was a popular, a lot of votes for this question. This is from Quadratic Formula in Michigan. It's appropriate for the Google.
Wow.
Do you sing your own songs in the shower?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Do you have like any sort of favorite place for writing songs?
No, actually. I kind of have become, you have to adapt yourself to a million different places to write when you're always on the road, because I don't have the luxury of saying, well, I have to be in this certain room at this certain part of town, and it has to be, all one color tone, and there has to be smart water in there. It's just, you're never, ever anywhere for more than 2.5 seconds. So, I've written songs in airport bathrooms on paper towels. I've written songs.
What song was on a bathroom towel at one point?
Oh, it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, okay.
In the bus bunk, you'll wake up in the middle of the night and you'll have this idea, and then so you write it and you're up at 4 a.m. or, I get awakened by song ideas all the time. And it's like I wake up and I'm just like, oh, great. Because I know I won't remember it in the morning, so you have to record it, and then it's this whole thing where you check your phone and it's like mumbling and you don't understand. You thought it was great at the time.
Yeah, actually, one of our Googler questions was about you recording songs into your cell phone. Is that something that you do regularly?
Yeah, the ideas always end up in my phone because it has a great recording thing in there. And, for me, it's like you just write wherever, whenever you can. And that's been really fun for me because sometimes I'll walk into a hotel room and I'll be like, I've been here. I wrote back to December here. Like, it's fun because you have these memories of writing songs all over the world.
Yeah, cool. So I know a lot of your songs are very personal songs, and a lot of your fans are very interested in that stuff. But this one came from Michaela K. in South Florida. Has any guy asked you not to write a song about him before you went on a date?
Not at that point in the relationship. Because at that point, they're thinking that, I would never have any reason to write a bad song about them. And then it's when, when they start to, treat me in a way that wouldn't reflect well on them in a song, if I were to be honest about it.
Yeah.
I've had a guy be like, you're not going to write about this, are you? I'm like, yeah, I am.
I think that's interesting. That's a point in a relationship that you would have to have, is this is the part where I tell her not to write a song about me,
Well, and you'd think that they would decide that before asking me on the date, or before we become a couple, or before all this stuff happens. But it only occurred to him when it occurred to him that it wouldn't be a good song.
I see. Do you always write about people that you know?
Yeah, because I feel like in a song, I love it when a song is a story and the story develops. And my favorite stories have really beautiful characters, and I feel like you can most accurately describe a character if you know them. One of my favorite songs that I've ever put out is called 15, and it's about my freshman year of high school, and it kind of chronicles my best friend Abigail and me, and the way that we went through our freshman year of high school and the lessons we learned. And that's kind of how I like to tell a story, is from the point of view of really knowing what you're talking about and knowing where you're coming from because you were there.
Yeah. So let's actually go to another video, our first video question. And this one comes from Cleveland, Ohio. So let's roll it.
Hey Taylor, I have a question for you. I know a lot of us can relate really strongly to your songs and your lyrics, and considering I've gotten choked up a couple of times just listening to your songs, I wonder if you ever get choked up on stage or what you're thinking about when you're on stage.
She's pretty. I'm really in it when I'm on stage, and you know, I go through a roller coaster of emotions when I'm performing my show because these are all songs about people who have been in my life, who a lot of them, some of them aren't in my life anymore, and you know, sometimes that'll hit you in just the right way, and when an emotion hits you strongly, it doesn't matter if you're in front of 20,000 people, it hits you. And you know, for me, I'm in those songs, fully feeling all of it, until I hear the crowd start screaming at the end of the song, at which point I'm just like can't stop smiling, because my favorite sound in the world is the sound of thousands of people screaming all at once. It's a really amazing sound, and so I'm completely feeling all the sadness and frustration and anger and hurt, and then the crowd starts screaming, and then everything is right in the world.
Wow. Well, we'll talk about the tour and some of that stuff in a second. I want to ask one more Googler question about songwriting, and that was, has that process that you sort of talked about earlier, has that changed over the years? Because you know, you've grown up a lot and everybody's heard you sort of grow up.
Yeah, I think it really has. I think that you can only hope that as a writer you start trying different things, and you try different chords or different structures of songs, different beats that you've never really explored that path before. You know, and I think, having always been a writer first, I'm obsessed with the syncopation of the way that words sound when they're said a certain way, and once I've kind of done something once, I always want to go to a different direction and never repeat myself. So as a writer, I think that I've always hoped that my music would constantly be changing, because you never want to make the same album twice, the same song twice, and you know, my greatest hope has been that as I grow, my fans will grow up with me, and as I change and my life changes, my music will change as well. So wish me luck there.